Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Hentges with Beyond the Chart. In this technical analysis of the stock market video, we're going to take a look at the SPY on the daily and weekly charts and take a look at the QQQs on the daily and weekly charts and check in on gold and the gold miners. So stay tuned. Okay, let's start off here with the SPY on a daily chart. And you can see it was up 52 cents on Friday. It continues this choppiness that it's been in actually since the peak back here on December 13. And so we really have not been able to push above that high. The wave count I've got on the SPY is that it continues to be working a 5-wave count in here. Let me zoom back out a little bit. So we have the whole picture from the February low. And apologize for my voice. Allergies are kind of kicking in today. We've got wave 1, 2, and I've currently got 3, 4, and 5. Got a question mark up here by 5 because this wave count hasn't been invalidated yet. Okay. Now, why do I say that? Because so far, wave 3 is still longer than wave 5, and when it pushes above 229.5, at that point, wave 5 will become longer than wave 3, and therefore that can't be true in LA wave structure. So at 229.5, I will be moving to the alternate count. Now this alternate count is what we're actually working on the Dow Industrials, which is why, you know, it seems like it's a more bullish wave count and expecting it to continue to push higher. So I really am expecting this to continue to push a little higher and to hit that 229.5, and at that point I will move to the alternate count. And I know the point I was going to make in here is when you look at the way the market's been acting here the last few days too, Wednesday and Thursday, you know, it had the chance to break on down and come down, you know, either retest this or take this low out. And when it did, it came back and rallied back and closed on its high. Next day, it broke down again, and it rallied back in the afternoon, and it was a little doji candle, not a super bullish looking type candle. But the bottom line is the bears could not take control in here. So that's why we're just watching, and you know, you can draw a little line across the top here. Let me use my crosshairs. It helps me a little bit better. And it, you know, this is a potential little swing move that's setting up. Also, we push above that, and won't take very long to hit 229.5 if we do that. So anyway, that's the picture on the daily chart, and let's take a look at the weekly chart. Similar type thing. You can see that it's in, you can almost say it's an ending diagonal, but it's not a very good picture of an ending diagonal. You know, let's just call it a rising channel in here, okay? And right now, you can see how this wave structure with the week ending December 16th came right up to that trend line. Now, if we continue to push higher, there's no reason why it can't, you know, throw over and go above the channel, go above that trend line. So we'll continue to watch in here. For the week, the SPY was down 0.16. So, I mean, you know, 16 cents. It didn't do hardly anything. And it's a little, you know, kind of a pause looking type of structure. So here I've got the alternate count down here, which is what we just talked about on the daily chart. Let's take a look at the QQQs, and we're on there. That's the weekly. Here we go. A little bit different name. Now, this has got the same wave count on it that I've got currently on the SPY, in that we're working 3, 4, or that we're working the 5th minor wave up in here from this low back in February. And so far, there's no reason to change that. And so far, this is the wave count that we've got in the 5th wave. Now, you know, whether you count it as within the, let's just focus on this 5th wave in here. Whether you count this as minute wave 1 over here, it doesn't really matter, you know, whether it's A, B, C, or whether we had it finishing here, you're still going to have minute wave 2 closing right here or ending right here on December 2nd. And so then as we come up here, the wave count up here is a little unclear yet. I'm leaning towards that we're doing a little bit of a breakdown within minute wave 3. okay? So that we would have a minuet wave 1 and a flat wave 2. So we'd have 1, 2, and we're working 3. So this continues to subdivide higher, which is bullish still, but the wave count is still within wave 5, minor wave 5 of the 5th intermediate wave. So we're getting close to the high, getting close to the potential top. It just hasn't shown us that it's that we're there yet from a wave count structure. So you might ask the same question on the QQQs that we talked about on the SPY. At what point does this wave count change? This wave count would change at 130 on the QQQs, and at that point, which is quite a ways up, which is why I'm still pretty comfortable with this. We'll just have to continue to watch the wave count. At 130, this wave count would change to the same alternate I had on the SPY, which would make this minute wave 1, 2, and working 3. So right now we're a little ways away from that. We'll just continue to watch how we subdivide in here on the daily chart. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Okay, here's the weekly chart of the Qs, same wave count that we've got. Everything continues to ride above the 10 week moving average in here. It continues to push higher. Let's take a look at the RSI. I'm just curious. So we're not getting confirmation on the RSI. I use a 10-day or 10-bar RSI in here, and we've gotten this breakout to new highs. It's not being confirmed on the RSI, so it makes this suspect and kind of confirms that usually that starts to happen in the 5th wave. So right now that's confirming the move that we've got, that we are in a 5th wave. Now that can always change, but that's the picture that we're looking at right now. And you can see we were up 1.23, $1.23 for the week. All right, that's the picture on the market for this week. Let's take a look at gold and then the gold miners. Okay, here's gold on a daily chart, and you can see we've had a pretty good rally in here from the low on December 15th. Now, the interesting thing I'm pointing out here is that this has been an 18-day rally, which is the exact same rally that we got back in here before it broke down again. Now, we've extended quite a ways down. I do think there's a pretty good chance that we've got a bottom, that we've got this wave X. I mean, what are we looking at? We're looking at the fact that this is counter-trendish, okay? So we had this big 5-wave move down from the high back in 2011. We've now had a 3-wave counter trend up here, calling it W. The alternate count is that it could be a B, okay? It could be wave B because it has retraced 38%. It has come back up into the previous 4th wave. So there's always the possibility that that's all we get. But right now, this still looks like we've come down here in a 3-wave structure also to wave X, and that I'm now expecting the next move higher and to take out this high. Now so where does that change? Okay, so right now watching for this to continue to move up in 5 waves, or actually a zigzag type pattern, also an ABC type pattern. It could change into something else, but that's what I'm expecting. Now if we take out this low here at 107 on GLD, then the whole bullish scenario is out the window. Now, I am expecting a pullback. I do think we've had 5 minor waves up. We're running into some resistance here. We've had this 18 days, same as that. Doesn't mean that it has to end. I'm just saying, I just thought it was an interesting coincidence that I'm noticing at the same time that we're running into resistance. So right now, I'm looking for a pullback, and we'll watch and see if that's what we get. Now, let's take a look at the miners. And the gold miners are a little bit different kind of count in here. I do think that from the bottom in January, notice how gold bottomed in December of 2015, but from January 2016, I think we had 5 waves up, and I called this back in August in terms of this top on the miners. If you want to check that out, go back and look at my videos from back in August, early August. where I talked about that I thought we were getting 5 waves up and this was going to pull back exactly like it did. Now, it has become a lot more complex in the pullback, just like gold has done. So right now, I think that we've got, you know, the potential for a bottom and doing an A, B, expecting a new move to the upside here. And we've gotten what looks like 5 waves up, and we're doing some consolidation, potentially pulling back with gold also. The other interesting thing when we take a look at this, let's just draw a trend line from the top across this peak right here. Yeah, I mean, you could take it either here or at this point right here. Either way, it looks like it broke above it and is consolidating. Now, that doesn't mean it can't pull back down a little bit more, but that's one of the trend lines that I see, and kind of confirming what looks like a bullish move to the upside here. So we'll continue to watch and see how the wave count shakes out. But right now, leaning towards the bull side with gold and gold miners. All right, that's it for this weekend. If you felt the video was helpful, please hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. That'll give you updates as to when I post new videos. And if you're not watching this on my website, head on over to the website, check out the other things I've got for you. You can get much more detailed insight and trade ideas with the insider membership, so check that out. All right, everyone, have a great week. We'll talk to you on the next video.